I moved into this place at the end of February and I signed up for Virgin Media Internet. They were offering cheaper prices for around the same speed, so I thought, why not? Got the internet, got it all set up, and over the course of literally 2 weeks, it cut out all the time. It was just off, and you just reset the router, and it came back on, reset the router. It was driving me and my flatmate nuts. So I called up Virgin Media to complain about the fact that 2 weeks into their internet, all it did was just cut out. They were awful, actually awful. I got so angry on the phone to them. First of all, they told me that it was absolutely fine that my internet did that was normal. Now I've used internet for quite a while and that is not normal at all. It's cutting out all the time. How can you be okay with this? And they went, well, we don't support wireless. I was like, what do you mean you don't support wireless? What kind of internet service provider doesn't support wireless internet? And they said, well, actually nobody supports wireless internet. We provide you with a wireless router, but we don't actually support wireless internet. I was like, are you actually kidding me? So you're saying it's fine for my internet to cut out 5 times a night because you don't support wireless internet, and in fact that's normal. Bollocks. I was so angry over the phone, angrier than I am now, because I'm just retelling the story and part of me is in disbelief that a company actually said these things to me. So they said, okay, well the only way we're going to fix it is if you go out and buy a phone, plug it in, call us back. If the line is noisy, there may be a fault. So I went out and I bought a phone, plugged it in, called them back up. The line was slightly crackling. They agreed to send someone out. Someone comes out, tests the line, says it's not a noisy line, but he will fix it. It's a BT engineer, by the way, not a Virgin Media engineer. He will do the fix as if it was a noisy line. The fault was still there. It was still doing it. Virgin Media called me up 2 days later. We sent someone round to look at your equipment and look at your line. I went, yeah, you did. I'm out for dinner at the moment. Can you call me back? They said, no, we don't do callbacks, but you haven't fixed the problem. They went, well, you're going to have to call us back then. Are you actually kidding me? I'm out for dinner with my friends. You've called me back in the evening to ask me if the problem is fixed. I'm telling you no, but I'm actually quite busy. You're like, well, if it's not fixed, you have to call us back. You haven't fixed my problem. What are you doing? It was insane. And I couldn't deal with the stress of calling them up again. The router stopped doing it as much. I was uploading YouTube videos while my Ethernet cable was plugged into my laptop just to make sure the internet didn't die out, although sometimes it did. Me and my flatmate couldn't use the internet while videos were uploading, so I had to time it. Like when she wanted to upload photos to a photography site and I wanted to upload videos to YouTube, we had to time it with each other. And I know it sounds crazy that I didn't call them up sooner. After being told ridiculous things, you just think, what, they're not going to do anything, what is the point? I worked out a way to live with this shit internet. Then my PlayStation 3 wouldn't update the software. So I called up PlayStation support and they said it might be that you might need the port forwarding set up on your router. So I called up Virgin Media and I got this guy on the phone and oh my god, he was such a dick. He started off saying, oh, Virgin Media don't support PlayStation 3. So I'm not going to help you with your port forwarding number. I'm paying you. I'm paying you to provide me with a service. And that struck it for me. And I was just like, okay, well, while we're on the subject of you not providing my service, here is the internet service you're failing to fucking provide. So I went through all the stuff that happened before. I was like, and it still isn't fixed. And he was like, well, is it working when it's wired? I was like, no, it even cuts out when it's wired. I was like, look, the problem is most likely with the router. Can you send me a new router? He said, no. You will need to plug in your computer wired for 24 hours. We will monitor it for those 24 hours. If in those 24 hours there is a fault, we will know. Will you call me back? He said no. He said we will know there's a fault, and if you call us after 24 hours, we'll then fix it. So, to be clear, his advice was that I plug in my computer for 24 hours, they would monitor it for problems. If they saw a problem, they would do nothing. But if you're monitoring for a fault, and you see a fault, you call up and go, no, okay, Mr. Hooper, we've seen your fault, and actually, we're gonna come and fix it. I'll be sleeping a portion of that 24 hours. What if the fault happens during my sleep? I'm not gonna know. I have to then call you back, and you go, there is or there isn't a fault. What are you doing? I actually followed it through. While I was using the internet that night, it stopped working. They didn't call back, obviously. So now I'm on BT Infinity. I can use it in my bedroom. I can use it in the toilet if I want. The upload speeds are brilliant. The download speeds are great. Virgin Media, you are shit.